Welcome to the Arabic classes. Today I'll teach you a topic that may look new, and it is called the weak verb. In Arabic we say al-fi'l al-mu'tal. Before getting into detail, I would like to introduce Arabic letters first of all. As you have learned earlier in previous classes, there are 28 letters. I'll repeat all letters for you: alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, swad, dad, to, zu, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, waw, ha, ya, hamza. If you recall all these letters, two different letters that I would like to draw your attention to them are hamza and alif. And apart from these two, there are three more letters which are also very important and which are the basis of today's lessons. Those are alif, waw, ya. So I can now keep all these letters into three different categories. One is hamza. This was the last letter of the group I presented to you today. And alif, waw, ya. And apart from these, remaining all are in one group. So we have basically three types. One is consonant, which are very familiar to you, and you are familiar to which consonant ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, swad, ضاد, to, zu, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, ha. So these are the letters which are called consonant letters of Arabic language. Now I'll tell you about second category, that is hamza. Hamza, this is one letter, but it has some very important impact on the formation of a word. And the third category is vowel. As we have vowels in English language, A, I, O, U, E. In Arabic also we have certain vowel. That is, one is alif, the second one is waw, the third one is ya. So these are the three letters which play very important role in formation of an Arabic word. These letters have their own sounds: a, u, and e. Alif, we can pronounce it as a. Waw, we can pronounce this letter as u. And the third is ya, we can pronounce as e. I would request you to memorize these three letters with me, because these three letters are very important in today's lesson. Alif, waw, ya. I'll repeat: alif, waw, ya. Repeat with me: alif, waw, ya. And these are called vowel letters. In grammar books, we call these letters long vowel sign. And the short is Zamma, Fatha, Kasra. I'll give you an example of each of these letters. Alif, Allah, Waw, Waqud, Ya, Yatim. Alif, Waw, Ya. Alif, Waw, Ya. And these three are called huruful illah. You may repeat huruful illah, huruful illah. Huruf word is plural of harf, and the illah is a problem, or we can say weakness. So as the name suggests, these are the letters which cause a weakness to an Arabic word. So whenever we find any Arabic word having or consisting of any of these three letters or more than one of these three letters, we call that word the weak word. And generally it has a major impact on the Arabic verbs. Now I'll tell you what is huruf al-illah, or we can say what is a vowel in Arabic letter. So the first one is alif, and the second one is waw, and the third one is ya. I'll give you example of waw. Waqa yaqi, to protect, to preserve. And the second example is qala yaqulu, that is to say. And third example is nala yanalu, to get. Fourth one is masha yamshi, to walk. And the last one is rama yarmi, to throw. Now you can see the difference between all these different verbs. The first one is qala. Here there are three different letters, qaf, alif and lam. So we can say this particular verb is made of three different letters. The first one is qaf, and the second one is alif, and the third one is lam. And this is past, and if you go to present of the same letter, you will find there yaqulu, ya, qaf, waw, lam. In mazi, past, there were three letters, qaf, alif, lam. And in present, in muzare, we find there are three different letters, qaf, waw, lam. So we can have a clear-cut difference between these two. In first one, alif is there, that is weak letter, and in second example, waw is there, and due to this alif and the waw, it becomes the weak verb. Another example is nala yanalu. In nala yanalu, noon, alif, lam, and in muzare you can see ya, noon, alif, lam. So in both forms of the same verb, there is only one weak letter, and we can see very clearly in both forms alif is there. I'll tell you in detail later what actually it was and what has become. And another example is masha yamshi. Now you can see the difference in shape of the last letter of these two words. Masha, mim, sheen, ya. Here ya is written without any dot, and the second word yamshi, ya is written with dots. In both cases, harf illat, the weak letter, is present, and due to this, these verbs are called the weak verbs. And the last example is rama yarmi. Rama yarmi is similar to masha yamshi. Now we will move little ahead, and before going to other topics, I will repeat that there are three divisions, or we can say there are three types of Arabic letters, or three groups of Arabic letters that I want to tell you about one of them. The first one is consonant, another one is vowel, another one is that is only one letter, hamza. And because of these three different three types, verb could be divided into various shapes, various forms. types of verb. After knowing this, now you can say very clearly that we can have verbs that consist of hamza. مثلا, for example, أخذ يأخذ. أخذ hamza خا ثال. يأخذ يا hamza خا ذال. سأل يسأل سين همزة لام. يسأل يا سين همزة لام. قرأ يقرأ. Third example, قاف را همزة. يقرأ يا قاف را همزة يقرأ. There is a possibility of verbs which could be free from hamza and which could be free from vowel. So these are called sahih, perfect verbs. Perfect verb means which has no hamza, which has no vowel letter. As I have told you that there are three types of Arabic letters. The first one is hamza, another one is vowel, another one is consonant. On the basis of root letters of any Arabic verb, we can say that the verb could be divided into three types. The first one, verbs without hamza and without long vowels. Without hamza, hamza, you know hamza, for example, akhasa, sa'ala, qara'a, and long vowels, alif, waw, ya. So there is a possibility there could be certain Arabic verbs which are free from all these two types of Arabic letters, hamza and alif and waw and ya. For example, dakhala, yadkhulu, udkhul, la tadkhul. So these four letters are made of a single root combination, that is dal, kha, lam. Another example is nasara, yansuru, unsur, la tansur. Another example is kataba, yaktubu, uktub, la taktub. The second example that I presented to you was nasara, yansuru, unsur, la tansur. This example is made of three different letters which are noon, swad, ra, and we know none of these letters is alif, waw, ya or hamza. The third example that I give you today is kataba, yaktubu, uktub, la taktub, and the root letters of these verbs are kaf, ta, ba. Kataba mazi, yaktubu muzari, uktub amr, la taktub nahi. And the second category is of verbs which are made of a combination of root letters where hamza is also part of them. For example, as I have told you earlier, the first one could be akhaza, hamza, kha, dhal. And the second example could be sa'ala, where hamza is coming in the middle, sin, hamza, lam. And the third example is qara'a, where hamza is coming in the last. Qara'a, yaqra'u, iqra, la taqra. So all these three verbs do not have any vowel letter, alif, waw, ya, or any, and also these verbs are not free from hamza. Now the third category is of those Arabic verbs which have either alif or waw or maybe ya. And this category is the focus topic today. And today we will discuss only this category and we will help you. I'll just try to help you memorize, remember, learn, understand these verbs. For example, the first example could be waqafa, yaqifu, qif. Here you can say it means to stop. Waqafa, yaqifu, qif. The first letter is waw, the second letter is qaf, the third letter is fa. Waqafa, yaqifu, qif. Waqafa is mazi, past, and yaqifu is muzare, that is present and future, and qif is imperative, where some command is given. Another example is qala, yaqulu, qul. Qala is mazi, past. Yaqulu is muzare, means past, present and future, and qul is imperative. So you can see in qala there is one vowel letter, qaf, after qaf, alif. And in first example, the vowel letter is waw. So we can say that any verb that consists of any of three vowel letters, alif, waw, ya, is called al-fi'lul mu'tal. You may repeat with me, al-fi'lul mu'tal. Al-fi'lul mu'tal. In English we can say the weak verb. The weak verb. So why do we call these verbs weak verbs? Because due to presence of a weak letter that could be removed for any given reason. That could be removed for any given reason. For example, waqafa. You can see in muzare, waw is not present. In qala yaqulu qul, alif has been removed and replaced with waw in yaqulu. And in qul, the last example, qul, there is no alif, there is no waw. So that is why these verbs are called the weak verbs. So I hope it is clear why do we call these letters weak letters, and why do we call a verb that consists of any of these letters a weak verb. Al-fi'lul mu'tal. The third example is Rama, yarmi, irmi. Rama, to throw. Yarmi, he throws, or he will throw. Irmi, throw. It means there is a command one should throw. Rama, ra, mim, ya. In yarmi, ya is there. This ya is different, but the focus ya is the last letter of this verb, yarmi. The ya that comes in the end of the verb, yarmi. Fourth example is waqa, yaqi. Now you can see in this particular example, the weak letter harful illa is coming twice. Waqa, waw, qaf is perfect letter, and in the end there is ya. So we can say there is a possibility to have a verb which may consist of two different vowel or weak letters. For example, waqa, yaqi, qi. In qi, it's imperative. Qi means stop, save something, stop something from something, save, protect and preserve. Qi. In qi, we have removed waw from the beginning and ya from the end. Another example is tawa, yatwi, itwi. Tawa, you can see there are two different weak letters, but both are coming together. For example, tawa, to, if we separate, keep aside to, we can say waw and ya. These two are weak letters and they are coming together. That's why we have certain names. In next lesson, we will teach you about different categories and different names due to presence or place of each weak letter in each verb. Now, before completing this lesson, I wish to help you memorize, remember and understand at least few examples and conjugation of weak verbs. Al-fi'l al-mu'tal. I request you to repeat with me al-fi'l al-mu'tal. Al-fi'lul mu'tal. Whenever we combine together, we say together, we can say al-fi'lul mu'tal. The weak verbs. Al-fi'l al-mu'tal. The weak verb. Al-fi'l al-mu'tal. The weak verb. Hope you remember why do we call these letters weak letters and why do we call these verbs weak verbs. We call these letters weak letters because these letters could be removed without any problem for any reason. Whenever there is a problem in a verb, in pronunciation, in the writing, we can remove easily these weak letters. For example, qala, yaqulu, we wanted to make another form, we now can say qul or la taqul. So now I will present conjugation of verbs. The first one, hope you remember conjugation, at least one conjugation of one verb that could be, I'll repeat for you. Fa'ala, 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 fa'ain lam, fa'ala, fa'ain lam alif, fa'alu, fa'ain lam waw alif, fa'alu. So these are three. And again there is one more group, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna. So the first group presents masculine and the third one presents feminine, and the first one fa'ala is for singular and dual and plural, and in second group fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, singular, dual and plural, and all these six are for third person. Fa'ala, he did, fa'alat, she did, fa'alu, they did, fa'alna, they did, female, women. A second group is fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, then fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, and the last one is for the first person fa'altu, fa'alna. So on the basis of different person, first, second and third, there are total 14 forms of a verb. So whenever we want to conjugate, we should remember this pattern: fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Now I'll give you example of weak verb. I'll start with a verb that begins with qaf and ends with lam. Both are perfect letters, and between these two perfect letters there is a weak letter, that is alif, which is primarily is waw. So qala, qala, qalu. I'll request you to repeat with me. Qala, simple. Qala, qalu. Here you can see qala, qaf alif lam, qala, qaf alif lam alif, qala, qalu, qaf alif lam waw alif. So first one is for masculine, singular, third person. Second one is masculine, dual, third person, and third one qalu is for masculine, plural, third person. Now we'll move to feminine. Qalat, qalata, qulna. Qalat, qalata, qulna. Qalat, qalata, qulna. Qalat, qaf alif lam ta, qaf alif lam ta alif. Then in the last one, qaf lam noon. You can see it's very visible. We have now removed waw and alif from qulna. Qulna has only three letters. One is qaf, second one is lam, the third one is noon. Qulna. There is no alif, there is no waw, there is no ya. So no weak letter is available in this verb. Now I'll move to another group of same verb. Qulta, qultuma, qultum. Qulta, you said. Qultuma, you too said. Qultum, you all said. So these three are for masculine second person. Now I'll give you examples of feminine second person. That is qulti, qultuma, qultunna. Qulti, qultuma, qultunna. So if we want to separate these different shapes of or patterns of a conjugation on the basis of person, first, second, third, so we can say first we will go to third person, qala, qala, qalu, qalat, qalata, qulna, complete third person masculine and feminine. And the second group is second person, that is qulta, qultuma, qultum, qulti, qultuma, qultunna. I'll translate all these. Qala means he said, qala they too said, qalu they all said for masculine. If you move to feminine, qalat she said, qalata they too said, women, qulna they all said, women. If we move to second person, I'll translate, qulta you said, you means you a man said, qultuma you too said, qultum you all men said. Now masculine is over feminine now. Qulti you said, one lady, qultuma you two ladies said, qultunna you all women ladies you said. Now I'll move to first person. The beauty of first person is here there is no division on the basis of number. For example, qultu, a female can say qultu I said, a male can say qultu I said. Similarly, if there are two individuals who want to say we said, they can say qulna. Either they are masculine or feminine, there is no difference. And at the same time, if there are more than two individuals, they want to say male and female or both together, they can use a singular letter, singular word, that is qulna. So now example of a verb where weak letter is coming in the middle is over. I'll give you now example of a verb where the weak letter is coming in the beginning. That is waqafa, waqafa, waqafu. Waqafa means to stop. Waqafa, he stopped. Waqafa, they too stopped. Waqafu, they all stopped. Now masculine is over, feminine starts. Waqafat, waqafata, waqafna. Waqafat, she stopped. Waqafata, they too stopped, women. Waqafna, they all stopped, women. So now this example's first part of this example is over for third person. Now we'll move to second person, that is waqafta, waqaftuma, waqaftum, waqafti, waqaftuma, waqaftunna. Waqafta you, one individual you, and waqaftuma you two, and waqaftum you all. Waqafti you one lady, waqaftuma you two ladies, waqaftunna you all ladies. So now second person and third person, both groups are over. I'll move to first person. I waqaftu, we waqafna. So as we use the word I for both male and female, both can use the word I. Similarly in Arabic we can use waqaftu I, male can use I stopped, and female can say I stopped. Similarly, there is a group of two or more than two, male or female, they all can say waqafna, we stopped. After Mazi, I would like to give you example of Muzari also, so that things should be clear for you now. And I request you to repeat with me. First of all, I'll repeat qala and then I'll repeat waqafa, and wish you memorize with me all these forms. Qala, say qala, qala, qalu, qalat, qalata, qulna, qulta, qultuma, qultum. قلتي قلتما قلتن قلت قلنا. Now I'll repeat for you وقف وقف وقفا وقفوا وقفت وقفتا وقفنا وقفتا وقفتما وقفتم وقفتي وقفتما وقفتن وقفت وقفنا. After Mazi, past, I'll move to Muzare, that is present and future both. So first example is of Qala. Now, Yaqulu, Yaqulani, Yaquluna. Taqulu, Taqulani, Yaqulna. Taqulu, Taqulani, Taquluna. Taqulina, Taqulani, Taqulna. Aqulu, Naqulu. So here I'll repeat. Yaqulu means he said. There are 14 forms of conjugation of every verb. So the first one is Yaqulu, he says or he will say. Yaqulane, the two say or they two will say. Yaquluna, they all say or they all will say. Taqulu, she says or she will say. Taqulane, the two female candidates say or they will say. Yaqulna, they all say or they all will say. Taqulu, now the third person's examples are over. Now I'll move to second person. Second person means you. Taqulu, you say, masculine. Taqulane, you two say. Taquluna, you all say. Now from masculine to feminine. Taqulina, you say, a lady. Taqulani, you two say. Taqulna, you all say or you all will say. Now examples of third person and second person are over. For first person, as I have told you earlier in Mazi, there is no difference between masculine and feminine, though there is difference between first singular and dual and plural. Dual, plural together, singular separately. Aqulu, I say. A female can use this word aqulu and a male can use this word aqulu. I say. I say, I say. All individuals can say I say or I will say. And the plural, where there is no difference between masculine and feminine, and also there is no difference between dual and plural. That is naqulu. Naqulu, a group of women can say naqulu, a group of men can say naqulu, two individual, two male candidates, they can say naqulu, two females, they can say naqulu. So now I hope you understood why a fail is called the weak verb, why a verb is called the weak verb, why a verb is called al-fi'l al-mu'tal. Now in the end of the lecture, I'll just give you brief definition of a weak verb. In Arabic we call it al-fi'l al-mu'tal, a verb that has any of vowel letters which are alif, waw, ya. So any verb that has any of these three letters could be called or is called rather a weak verb, al-fi'l al-mu'tal. Thank you for watching Arabic lecture.